Hey everybody, Miss Dietrich here. We're taking a look at a question that's a little tricky just because it's a two-step inequality. In which set do all of the values make the inequality 2x minus 1 less than 10 true? And they give us all this. Now, the hard way to do it would be to take each choice, plug it into the variable, substitute it in other words, follow order of operations, and compare the value. That would take you a long time to do that for all these numbers. So what I'm going to propose is that we use algebra to figure this out. All right, so first of all, we have two operations. We have multiply and we have subtract. And whenever we have those two operations in either an equation or an inequality, we always look for the add or subtract value first. In this case, we have the subtract value, and we write its opposite under both sides of the inequality. This will cancel out. We're going to bring down the 2x. Carefully copy the symbol here that we have. We have the less than symbol. And then we're going to go ahead and add 10 plus 1 and get 11. All right, so the next step is to say to ourselves 2 times some number would be less than 11. The opposite of multiply by 2, the inverse in other words, is to divide by 2. And the 2's would cancel out or equal 1, and 1 times x would be x. We'll carefully copy the symbol, and then we have to think of what's 11 divided by 2. And we'll do the computation off to the side. 11 divided by 2, maybe throw a decimal on there. We can either use decimals or fractions here. Either one would work. 2 won't go into 1, but it will go into 11 5 times. We get the 10. Subtract, get the 1 left over, and bring this down. And it's going to go in 5 times. And it works out evenly. All right, so x is less than 5 5/10. It's a good idea to graph what we have here. So let's graph it. I think we'll graph it up here. 5 5/10. And we want to pick values. This reads again as x is less than 5 5/10. So that means we would not want to include that value. We'd want to include all the values that are to the left or less than that. Now if we look at the choices, 10 would be over here somewhere. So that's because that's greater, and quite frankly the rest of them are as well. Let's eliminate that as a choice. 5 is in the right spot, but the 7 and the 9 are not. So because that's true, even though we have one number that does meet the criteria, the others do not. So B is no longer a contender. So the only thing left you have to do is examine between choices C and D which one would have all 3 of the numbers be on this green line, and you want to pick that one. All right, good luck finishing this up.